Hi, everyone. It's Michelle from Studio City Now. And today, my guest is the very funny and very talented Stephen Sorrentino. Thank you for
Ah,
joining me.
well, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
And we were talking earlier, and we know everyone.
We do. We pretty much know everybody. Almost the same age. We're almost the same experiences in the same places. So, brother and sister,
And we're probably related somewhere down the line because we're Italian.
we're Italian and we have gravy or sauce. What is it?
Gravy.
Really? I'm a saucer.
My mom always called it gravy.
Yeah, but what do you put on? What is it? Marinara gravy, meat sauce, or meat gravy?
Sauce.
See, so I never get that. We
I
still
mean,
argue.
me too. And I remember, my mom has passed away, but it must have been 10 or so. And we had this huge house. She had a kitchen the size of my living room. Um,
La
so,
cucina grande.
so I came home just, oh, Kaliko and Nona, those friends of ours from Hawaii, they're coming over, so I'm making gravy, and I'm thinking, why are you serving brown stuff?
Yeah, right. What, having turkey? What's the matter here, too?
Middle of summer, and she's slaving over the stove making sauce with the meatballs and this.
Yeah.
Well, we call them sausages now, and the neck bones, and even at. Have you ever been here for the San Gennaro Festival?
Of course. I played at the Jimmy Kimmel stage twice.
That's how I know you. We know
That's,
Joey Cerisi.
yeah, we know all the same people, man. I'm a chronic Italian guy. I used to do the one in Vegas, and then I also do Jimmy Kimmel's with Ann Potenza, my friend.
Were you there the year Johnny Depp and Paris Hilton showed up?
No, thankfully. I was on tour.
They got mobbed. I was there with my cousin, no, with my nephew, and
Yeah.
we looked at each other and I said, let's go to Mel's.
With Candy Clark.
You know Candy?
Yes, Candy's in my movies. As a matter of fact, I was at the Marina Del Rey Film Festival with her last week. And the night I got the award, she was videotaping me. I was making fun of her while she was videotaping. Yeah, she's a friend and she's in my movie. She plays my wife in Amends of the Father.
Nice. Now,
Uh,
did you ever hang out at Barris Custom City, the Batmobile guy?
no.
Okay, then I won't ask you who else you know.
Yeah. Some of the car people I know, but mostly through Candy. But yeah, I've been on tour a lot. I've been working since I'm 15 years old, nonstop. It's about 10 years now. So I've been really lucky to be continuously working and touring. This year I've done 5 countries so far, and I'm done for the year. I'm just doing film festivals and filming stuff. But
Yeah, you gotta let me know when you're back out here.
yeah, I'll
But
be there September.
okay. Hey, that's a Hawaiian thing, I think.
I know. I'm a Maui boy. Love it
Really?
there. Yeah, not right now. It's a little rough, but
One of my closest friends, poor guy stuck living on a ranch in Maui.
yeah, it's rough over there, but it'll be fine. It's the most amazing place on the world. Well, the Philippines, where I have a home there. I love the Philippines, especially the outside away from Manila. It's
Mhm.
beautiful. That Phuket Island, Thailand, and Maui is my favorite places on the earth.
Then you know my friend Branscombe.
Sure,
We
I
went
know everything. Don't worry about
we went to
it.
high school together.
Oh, is that right? My goodness.
But anyway, um, this is gonna be fun. So Dominic, I don't know if he's Italian, but he's got an Italian name
Yeah, he does. I don't even know if he's Italian, but I bet he's got some Italian in him. I bet you.
with a name like Dominic.
Yeah, Dominico.
See, so
Let me tell you about my new movie, Amends of the Father. You can
he
see
sent
it.
me the screener.
You see? Did you see the screener?
I didn't watch the whole thing. I saw bits and pieces, but that's what I'm doing tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
I
It,
actually set 2 hours aside. But did you write the music?
I wrote everything. I wrote the script. I wrote the story. I play the lead character. I'm basically, it's kind of autobiographical in a way. So I'm playing a burnt out 80s wannabe rock star, close to be rock star, which I was. I had record deals, and I actually, in the movie, there's a video of me performing live in New York, and it's 1988. I had big hair, the girls and all that stuff, and singing my hiney off. And I was opening for the Village People that night. And in my movie, cut to this year, Randy Jones, the original cowboy, who's a good buddy of mine, is in the movie. He plays a TV producer. So talk about full circle. So I'm like, do you realize that was the night I opened for you guys? He goes, I didn't know you, man. But so it's full circle. It's all my music from the 90s and 80s. It's some new music that I wrote.
Mhm.
And it's strong. It's a very strong cast and a very interesting story about self-loathing, about self-respect or lack thereof, about family, about what happens when you drink too much and you forget and you let people's bad words get to you and you
Yeah.
self-destruct. And after 30 years or 35 years, he wants to come back like he was when he was 23 and reclaim his position. Can you do it? Can you forgive yourself? And can you be forgiven for the crap that you did? So it's a heavy movie. I hope you're ready. Have a glass of wine.
I will. And, Randy Jones, I went to, I guess it was a CD release at a place called Flaming Saddles.
Yes.
Don't tell me you were there.
No, I was not there, but I remember. He had that was 2 or 3 records ago. He still does CDs. He still releases music, which is great.
Oh, he's like one of the nicest people ever. He
I was just,
my
does
face, my name.
yeah. Okay. I'm going to mention him because I'm going to speak to him tonight. I was just at his house about a month ago and he let me stay. He's got a beautiful home in Florida. And we just sit around and talk about 70s and 80s crap. And it's a lot of fun. Plus, working with Randy without the cowboy hat, I wanted people to see that he can act and he's a viable talent. And people just see the cowboy hat and all, like me, I do an Elton John impersonation. And I was the #1 Elton John impersonator on the planet for many, many years, still am. I don't really do it that often, but I still work 5 or 10,000 seat venues with legends and concert and stuff. But as soon as I put the Elton John suit on, I'm erased because I can't compete with that. So with Randy, he put the cowboy hat and, oh, Village People, Mother, but he can act. And he still does it. I mean, what was it, Phoenix Pride with Randy? We both hosted it with the B-52s. And he got up and I'm like, what are you going to do next? Because we were hosting and he went, watch this. And he asked all the drag queens to help him. And he did YMCA and 10,000 people, I have it on video, are doing I'm like, oh my, he goes, well, that's why I respect the cowboy. It's not who I am, it's what I do, but that's respect. And I totally get that.
Well, he remember me at Flaming Saddles because I found the only straight guy who's dancers and went out with him for a couple weeks.
Atta girl. That's what I'm talking about. Go in there, you find the only straight guy and you date him.
In a gay club.
A gay club. I mean, it doesn't get worse than that. I love it.
But let's go to Elton John.
Yeah.
Because I have a good friend, and I know you know him because you wouldn't, right?
Yeah.
Ken Metcalf. He is an Elton John tribute artist.
Yeah.
He was a keyboardist with Stryper for a while.
He what?
He was a keyboardist with Stryper.
Oh, for Stryper. Yeah, they were big back in the day. I don't know. I know the last name, but I don't. What's his first name? Metcalf, last name?
Kenny.
Kenny Metcalf. I think I would know him. I was Even Steven. I still am. So I changed my name because Hollywood at the time didn't recognize tribute artists. So, I mean, I do black wax in the teeth, eyebrows, English accent. I've got hair. My speaking voice changes. I play piano and sing my ass off. But I sing all the original keys at my age still, thankfully, because I haven't stopped working since. So, and I was in Australia this year. I played in Connecticut, the Mohegan Sun Arena with 10,000 seats. I'm like, oh my God. So that's a lot for an old man. And then I was in New Zealand, I was in Singapore and the Philippines this year, touring, and Palm Springs.
Ooh.
So, yeah, you can look me up at just Best Elton Tribute on Instagram or Facebook, Best Elton Tribute, and you'll see that. But I keep it very separated for me as an actor and as a producer and stuff. But I'm still good at it.
You're good. Now, here's a funny thing, because I grew up in music also.
Yes, I do.
August 1970, my Uncle Pat, who was A&R at MCA at the time, takes me and my cousin to see his brand new artist at the Troubadour.
You were at the Troubadour? You're killing me. That's awesome.
And
that was the night. That was the beginning of his career.
And I remember saying to Uncle Pat, this guy is amazing.
Yeah.
I hope he has more than 1 or 2 hits.
Yeah, I think he did okay. He's never going to quit. He's like Cher. He's been on his farewell tour since '79. He's not going to quit. He can't walk. He's physically going away, but he continues to wow people, and he sells out everywhere he goes. I don't know what the secret is, but he's like a magic. Him, Rod Stewart, Billy Joel, they have this magic pill that they do it, like Sinatra, whatever it was that they had.
Yeah, well, a lot of it, they have this charisma
Mhm.
and they relate to people. I mean, we all grew up with Elton.
Yeah.
Like grandkids who, I mean, they're, yeah, I don't want to say, but
Or in more than two.
they're more than two under 40.
Wow. There's a spread.
Yeah, my granddaughter Angelica, who just turned 32, she knows Elton John. I mean, the music,
Yeah.
but you mentioned the Beatles. Or no, you mentioned Paul McCartney. Was
Yeah, they don't.
and besides Wings? Yeah.
Because Paul McCartney, the last thing he did that was relevant with pop culture was with Michael Jackson. That was a very long time ago, even though he's still one of the most amazing talents in the world. But Elton John's Lion King, he's got 3 shows on the West End right now. Even Andrew Lloyd Webber doesn't have 3 shows on the West End. So it's just an amazing thing that he kept. And here's my thing. You have to reinvent yourself every 10 years. Elton hasn't, but he's moved to the next or moved sideways or whatever. And he's always dodged the bullet of being dated, even though he's still singing crap that you and I listened to in 1971 or 2.
Mhm.
A little kid at the beach with my mom here in Rocket Man, 72, I think that was. So, but it still works. And when I do Rocket Man in front of 5,000 people, they light up their phones. And I'm like, oh my God, because it's not me, it's the suit. The suit is $1,000,000. I'm just some a-hole from Long Island, New York, but I fill it well, thankfully, not physically, but I'm able to still do it. And as the disguise, and it's a complete actor's gig for me. If a light falls on top of the piano, I'm going to respond to it like Elton John would. I'm gone. It's not me at all, which is kind of cool. It's kind of like doing King Lear, you're in deep.
Well, I can do Stallone doing Shakespeare. You ready?
Give it a shot.
To be or what?
I could do Joan Rivers doing Shakespeare.
Oh, tell me.
Attend the Lords of France and Burgundy and Gloucester. How can we talk? Oh my God. I just made that up. Fresh. What a weirdo, right?
Improv. I like it. So, I mean, you're like so freaking talented.
I think everybody's the same amount of talent. And I think I just really pointed it in one direction since I'm a little kid, saying that's like we talked about in the pre-show thing. We talked about Rich Little. When I was a kid, I'd watch Rich Little on TV. Him and Frank Gorshin, the impersonation were so spot on with facial expressions. And from the beginning, when I was 10, I said, I want to do that. And I became his neighbor. And I had my own show in Las Vegas called Voices in My Head for many years. And I still perform it. And I do 180 different voices. Joe Cocker, Jose Feliciano, The Doors,
You do
Zeppelin.
Jose Feliciano?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Please.
I have the what song do I do? You know that it would be untrue. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. Yeah.
Love Jose Feliciano, and a lot of people don't know who he is anymore.
Yeah, and Sting doesn't like him. I don't know if you saw him doing his every step you take with the wrong chords and stuff. He had a rough night, and he got lambasted for that.
See,
But yeah, those are the voices of my era. Zeppelin. I'm working on a trip, kind of like a Voices of Symphony right now, working with symphony orchestras around the world, coming in and doing Doors, Zeppelin, even Hall and Oates and stuff like that, doing those hits without the shtick, the Las Vegas shtick, and just nailing the voices and making people go, damn, with orchestral arrangements. So I want to do a lot of stuff until I drop dead. I just want to stay busy.
yeah, and that'll be for a long, long time.
I don't know. Depends on what I had for lunch. But I'm going to be buried at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. I have my spot right next to Ann Sheridan. Paid for, ready. And I have a little sign in there that says coming soon. I swear to God they let me do that. I'll them bury him. Who knew? So I'll be your neighbor.
No, what you need to do many, many years from now,
Uh,
not soon, but many, many years.
yeah.
I know you'll be around for a while.
Uh,
When they're, the coffin, the whole bit.
yeah.
Have somebody have your cell phone and text everybody that says, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Try the meal.
Try the veal. We're here all eternity. Yeah, so that's my thing. I just want to stay busy, and I thankfully I keep getting these opportunities. And about 4 years ago, I did a movie, and the director was. I watched him, and I'm like, damn, he's good. But I wound up at the end of the film, and I won a bunch of awards for that for best actor, and also I wrote one of the theme song for it, which is the first time I did that too. And at the end, I went, I kind of directed myself because I kept telling him what he should do, and he listened to me, and I'm like, why aren't I director? So that's why from that day on, I moved on to writing my own films or directing, producing, and writing all the music for my stuff. There's a movie called Detective Kiwi that's out right now that played in the Marina del Rey Film Festival, and it's winning tons of awards. I wrote an orchestral piece, and I'm not a classical musician, I'm a rocker, but it came out really well, and I used the Las Vegas Symphony for the musicians. So it really is beautiful. And you can see it on Spotify. Just go to Stephen Sorrentino on Spotify, and it's called Esqueleto Mi Amor.
I will check it out because I have Spotify.
Yeah. And it's free. If you have paid for it, I'm free. And I think I get 0.0001 cent per play.
Whoa.
Yeah. And in 6 years or so, I could buy dinner.
Or coffee.
Yeah. When I started out in the record business, you made millions of dollars. Now you make hundreds of cents. That's just the way it is.
Unless you're Beyonce.
Unless you're Beyonce, but your live money, that's where the money is, live. And that's why we see old skeletons up there still working, and they still kick ass like the Stones or whatever. That's where the money is, live, baby.
Well, look at, oh God, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, well, that's a different world. Yeah. But she ultimately, and we're not going to talk politics, but if she said a certain person's name, it could sway the election.
And she,
because what's that?
She has said,
has she made a conscious effort to say, hey, everybody, do this?
Yes.
Good. May she do it more and more. Because I have a feeling I know who she's talking about. It's probably not Kennedy.
Now, I've met him several times, and I met the father. I actually have a note.
Kennedy?
Oh, Kennedy.
Michelle, how old are we? Don't tell.
29.
That's what I'm talking about. Milton Berle in the house. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, so we're not going to talk politics because I don't think it's good for anybody. No. But, I've been in show business my whole life. My first movie I did in drag called Homo Heights with Quentin Crisp and Leah Delaria. So you kind of know where my resume is more like some sort of like bad bar story. Homo Heights, 1996 it was filmed, but it came out in 98. And it's actually, I don't know if you can buy it anymore because I think the producer was scared of it, but I can send you a copy because I have mucho DVDs still left over.
Okay.
Homo Heights. And I played a mafia boss drag queen who sings opera and has a Maria Callas fixation, and her name is the Donna, not the Don, like Corleone, because she's a gay mafia boss. It's very offensive now to young gays and young people, and I love that because I think we should continue to look at ourselves and laugh with each other. I'm not so good with the woke stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, that woke stuff affects weenies.
Yeah, it really does. And for me, I still do comedy stuff. And the first thing I tell my audience is like, if you're going to be offended, fine. I'm fat. I'm stupid. I'm Italian. I'm bald. We're over it, right? So now self-deprecation came through. Now let's have some fun with each other, not at anybody's expense. Never mean-spirited, but let's relax.
Well, I had a conversation with, I work in the legal field 3 days a week. And I was on the phone with the the process server. Yeah. And we got to talking about how people get easily offended, just garbage to me. And I said, my dad's Caribbean, which makes me mixed race. Right. My dad's mixed race. I grew up in the 60s with Attila the Nun. But
okay.
Thank you, Elaine Boozler.
Yeah.
She lives near me. So anyway.
Work with her. Love her.
She's great. So anyway, I'm talking to this woman and I said, I must have been about 16 or so. And my dad, my sister and I, in my dad's convertible, because it was still safe, driving up one of the canyons. A gentleman of color pulls out in front of us and is going slow, very deliberate. So I yell, "Move your donkey, honky."
Damn.
Looked at me. He says, "Do you know what that means?" And I said, "Well, I guess it's better than calling
That word.
donkey hole." No, I don't use that word.
Of course.
Calling him a donkey orifice. And he goes, "That's not what that means."
Yeah, it's a whole different thing.
But he thought it was so funny. He's like, "Where'd you hear that?" "From my stoned friend Jenny." "Why?"
I can't be offended anymore because I don't take anyone else's opinion that serious. I used to do, I still do acting coaching just as a mentor, as being a mensch. I'm not Jewish, but I speak some Yiddish. And I just try to help people out. And I had a class in Northern California, and this gangbanger who was going to go back to jail if he got into another fight for 5 years, he was on parole. And he was in my acting class. And I'm like, I can help you. So at one point, I'm like, I said, so just call me an a-hole. He goes, no, man. I said, in front of everybody, just do it. See what happens. And I'm egging him on. And I'm like, come on, what's the matter, you baby? You know, so I'm saying hard language. I'm trying to keep it clean.
Right.
But finally he goes, you're an effing a-hole. And I said, I can be. And that was the end of it. I said, so now what? He goes, I don't know what to do back. It's like it's only an insult if you engage with them. And I know all my shortcomings more than anybody else does. So I don't need you to point them out, and God bless you. And F off. You know what I mean? And with my acting people and the people that I've studied with Second City, I've studied with some great people. Your opinion of me is none of my business. Not that it doesn't matter. It just doesn't compute to me. So your opinion is great, man, but I can't, because when you're auditioning or when you're on camera, you can't think about that. It is what it is. So I'm like offense proof. You can't offend me. You're going to call me a name? Yeah, I'd probably call myself that anyway.
Well, my grandmother from
You
the
know,
old country,
that's right.
grandma from the old country. Oh God, my face is so puffy. Anyway,
It's
grandma,
the steroids. Stop
pardon?
it, Arnold. Stop with the steroids, Arturo.
I did a face mask this morning, and it's like I shouldn't have done that.
I did facelift this morning, and look what that, nothing happened. So
But my grandmother from the old country, she would have been like 120.
yeah.
I must have been like 25 or 30. And she'd always say, "I don't understand. Why don't you care what people think about you?" I said, "Because I don't give a shit.
Doesn't matter.
My life
What
is not going to end because somebody thinks I'm a."
remember, Michelle, and they used to say, like, what are the neighbors going to think? Or what is your aunt going to think? And
I remember that.
I don't know what they're going to think. And that's a lot of work. I'd rather have a hobby than thinking about what Grandma Moses is going to say if I wear ripped jeans. God bless you. You're just jealous because I have a nicer hiney than you do, Grandma. Boom. I don't know what else to say with stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm bulletproof with that. So when it comes to politics and stuff, people just, you're wrong. You can't say that. That's subjective. I'm not wrong. I'm one of the candidates might or might not owe me quite a bit of money, and I mentioned it to you earlier, since 1995, and I have court papers to prove it. I can't make that crap up. No one has made that story up. It's like ridiculous, but it's true. So I kind of know people's background, and you can see a bad person coming a mile away. So I don't, vote with your heart, which makes sense. Don't try to be right. Try to be good. And our country is a business. So run it like a business.
Well, I got stopped, then did they do the polling things in front of like Target or Walmart? And it was like, "Oh, miss, can I ask you?" "Thank you for calling me miss."
Yeah, thank you.
Are you Democrat or Republican?"
Don't
"Oh,
worry about it.
I said, "I'm Canadian." "Oh, so who are you going to vote for?" I'm like, "Oh my God."
You're awesome. Who am I going to vote for? Get that on camera. That's beautiful. I'm going to vote for, let's see, Roosevelt. Go away.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I said, "I'm Canadian." "Well, yeah, sure.
No, they don't.
The election, it was like over the head.
It goes right through their, again, something happened to the younger generation, and I sound like my grandfather or my father, but there's definitely a difference in how people respond to things. Like I see my movie, this Amends of the Father, a men's movie on Instagram, a men's movie. I watch it, and the older people, like the kids are like, cool. The younger people watch it. The older people just look at me for a while because it's got a flip ending thing. And they don't say, nice job. They don't clap. It's just weird. But they're responding properly. The kids are just like, hey, that was good, because they didn't really get it. And maybe in 5 years, they'll go, oh. But people don't think like they used to. They don't think things through. They just get on. Like the movie is also about what will you do to be famous? And I'm going to pull my phone out. Most people think they're famous because they're all, puffing out their chin and taking pictures. This movie addresses that. What would you do to be famous? And that's what this man wants, the guy that I play, who's based on me. I was the drunk, the drug addict, not addict, but a druggie. I'm very open about my past. Self-loathing, hated myself so much that I sabotaged my own career at times because I didn't believe in myself. I got past that, and that's why I wrote the movie. So people can go, oh my God, and then also what society's saying these days. So there's a lot of messages. It's very personal for me. I don't even like to watch it, but I do because I'm the director and actor. And I watch it with audiences in these film festivals, and they give me an award afterwards, which I like. But it's hard to watch, for me.
Well, I'm going to watch it tonight because
And it's posted to me in the 80s with big hair, chicks hanging out on me. Very different guy. Now I look like Howie Mandel. It's not working out. Sorry.
Looks like Elton. He had a song or two.
Yeah, he did good. Half of the people, I have a museum in my Virginia. I have like a ranch, 50-acre ranch in Virginia. I have a whole room dedicated to old Hollywood. And everybody's autograph is here. I have Betty Davis's hat from Dark Victory, the pillbox hat. It's like a lifetime of collecting other people's crap. And Liberace's mirror. If you ever come to Virginia, it's called the Whisper Hill. It's actually on Facebook as a landmark. And I love this room. The ceiling is made of gold, like for real. And it's just, I watch silent movies here. Someday I'll do a little video of the whole thing. And I've got about 100 people's, like Ginger Rogers is here, and James Cagney, and all the cast from King Kong. That's right here is, what's her face? Joan Crawford. That's her autograph in the middle.
Don't fuck with me, fellas.
Yeah. Joan Crawford was the shit, and her, and also Betty Davis's stuff. It's really, and Betty Davis for me was one of the strong women. Her, Joan Crawford, and I would say, I don't know, what's her face? Oh my gosh, the other one sucks getting old. What's the one? Katharine Hepburn. She was
I love Katharine Hepburn.
Yeah, strong. No, I don't want. I worked for Debbie Reynolds for many years. For 5 years, I was Debbie's opening act. I was her co-producer. I toured with her, and I was her constant confidant. And she said in the nicest way possible to people, I don't want to do that. That wouldn't make me happy. And she'd smile, and people go, so she's not doing it. I'm like, no, she's not doing it. She said it.
Yeah, I met her several times.
Classy broad.
Mm-hmm. And I'm taller than her.
Everybody's tall. She was a 4'11" on a good day with her slippers on.
Oh, I didn't realize she was that petite.
Yeah, she was a little bit. I used to put her little slippers on when she came off stage, because she wore heels, and she was older. And I put her little slip, like, you put your whole foot in this, like I could eat this in one bite. It's like little shoes. She was cute. Yeah, 4'11". They used to say 5 foot, but she wasn't quite. But she was lovely.
My stepbrother would have a field day in that room you're in, and you probably know him, Frankie Monteforte.
Yeah, I know the name.
Him?
I think I have met him before in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've met him before.
Yeah, my stepdad.
You know who Chuck McCann is?
Quite well.
I met him through Chuck McCann.
So you know Ed Losey?
Of course I know Ed Lousy.
Oh my God.
I know everybody. Like I said, I've been here since Jesus. It's been like,
I'm
a recovered Catholic. Take it easy.
Yeah, I work with Ed and Roger Neal and the Hollywood Museum, and
And Rudalee is a very close, dear friend, and she's still going strong. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Ruda.
Okay. I live near Ruda.
Do you?
In fact, when the whole world shut down, I reached out to her, and Ruda and I have a weird history because she used to live in Palm Springs. And Alan
Yeah,
Freed,
she's part of the, she's still there.
yeah, Alan Freed rented a house from us, which was two doors down from Ruta.
Yeah.
Junior like takes me by the hand. I'm 8 years old. He goes, "We have a movie star who lives here," and he drags me over there to meet her. Just super nice.
Yeah.
And I remember that I felt kind of uncomfortable because I'm 8.
Yeah.
Well, many years later, I'm doing an event, and she and I are in the bathroom together. And I said, "I hate to bother you, but I don't know if you remember this. Alan Freed Jr. dragged me down," and I told her
I'm
this.
sure she did. She's amazing with that stuff.
She says, "I don't remember your name, but I remember the incident."
And you're wearing a pink onesie. Yeah, she's awesome.
I had waist length hair, and she lives up the street from me in a much nicer house. Still going, nicest person. But when the world shut down, I reached out to her and said, "This is my number. I'm doing DoorDash and Grubhub. If you need anything, just call me. Let me know what you want. I'll deliver it. You can write me a check."
And if those of you listening or watching, her name is Ruta Lee, and you could just Google Ruta Lee. She's been around since the beginning of time. She was on, I mean, in the early 50s, mid 50s. She was a big star. And she still has that persona. I did my show in Hollywood at the El Portel Theater. Debbie Reynolds came. Ruta came with Joanne Worley and a bunch of, and Chuck McCann. Ed was there. And when I was done with my show, all of my heroes were in the audience. Everybody. I'm like, oh my God. And you're all here to see me. I got teary and stuff like an old, Italian lady. And when I was done, I used some language, and I don't normally work blue, but I don't, I used a little bit of language. And I said, Miss Ruta, I'm so glad you came to the show. And she goes, effing amazing. And I'm like, this is an older lady with feathers. I mean, she really dresses up like old school. And she said, whatever you're making, don't change your recipe. No matter what people say, you have your own thing going on. And if they don't want your soup, let them go somewhere else. But other people are going to smell what you're cooking and they're going to buy your soup. I'm like, that was like 2 years of lessons right there to believe in yourself. And they all came out. And I from there, I just went like viral when my show worked all over the world. So she was right. And those little moments that if you get that from a mentor, unlike Jerry Lewis, it was rough. When they say things to you, you take it to heart, and man, it just gives you the fuel to continue to do what you love for the rest of your life, almost, hopefully.
And Ruta is great. I've met Joanne Worley several times, and
Yeah, Joanne's nuts. I love her.
that's her whole persona. And
what is what you get from 1968. It's the same chick. She's amazing.
the hair, same hair. I mean,
Kind of hard looking. She's loud. Yeah. Now, I did a wrestling thing on a red carpet with her one night with her and Ruta for Debbie Reynolds' auction. Yeah, so like old Hollywood, I dig that stuff. And then I go to the SAG Awards now and I meet new Hollywood. It's different. It's cool. But it's something that was happening with those people it's old show business is a thing. And I'm a throwback. My grandfather was an entertainer. My mother and father were recording artists. So my sensibility comes from these people from the 1920s and 30s. Mm-hmm. And I am still viable, still singing. I can still sing Journey at my age, which is awesome because I never stopped working. And I love acting and I want to do more. And I want to play grandfathers and nice guys and murderers. I'm cool with everything. And drag queens again, I'm cool. Throw at me.
The drag queen's been helping me with makeup.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Because
I had I had a thing called the Tribute King. And it was all drag performers. It was lookalikes and stuff. And I worked with Lacage for many years. I used to own the rights to an evening at Lacage, and we had them on cruise ships. So all the girls worked for me. Some of the people with RuPaul now used to work for me maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah, a friend of mine sent us a CD for RuPaul.
Cool. Everywhere. RuPaul, I remember RuPaul a very long time ago, back in the ball days in New York, and he was not that. He was a struggling dude that just had whatever that is, that old school, I'm going to get it, and he made it happen. So I watched him from, not very, very humble beginnings, the house of whatever he was in. Yeah. So one of my friends he was in Paris is Burning. I think it's him and Rue are the only ones still around. Freddie. Yeah. So, yeah, I love old, I love new. I want to continue. I just auditioned for Sylvester Stallone for a TV show. I don't know the name of it. Everybody knows it, but I don't know it. I don't keep up with it. And my agent was just like, yeah, that wasn't you. I'm like, yeah, because it was a guy. It was a murderer. It's supposed to be somebody else. It's called acting. What's wrong with you?
Oh,
So I
yeah.
just want to continue to do what I love.
Yeah, I was on set yesterday. Um, and of course I screwed up my whole Zoom yesterday.
Well,
But but
that's no
yeah,
big deal.
yeah, but you know, the Catholic guilt, oh my God, look what I did.
Oh, sometimes we talk and sometimes we don't.
But I'm on set and I do not tell people where I am. I kind of keep to myself.
Yeah.
And these three girls, like who had my body, watching them, and it's like, okay, now I'm on Instagram and today I'm at blah blah, and just look at me and ooh, and I've got a great and I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah. But then they write you off of the show, and then you have to explain to everybody after that you didn't actually make the cut. So they have to be careful.
Well, we're in a web series, so
Yeah.
we were
Well,
filming that day.
yeah. Well, people do that all the time. Hey, I had a guy, real quick. When I first filmed The Men's of the Father, I produced it, directed it, wrote the music, wrote the script, blah, blah, blah. I found a guy and I did a national casting. I saw 2,000 people for that movie, 2,000, because I was the casting director, because it's my story and I wanted to tell it right. And this guy came across, and I won't say his name, of course, he came across perfect. So I rewrote the script to match who he was, which was even better. And on Zoom, and he's just, I'm like, great. And he flies. I flew him into Florida, into Palms, right next to the orange guy's house. We rented a $31 million house. And it was, ready to go. And this guy's been hanging out, taking pictures of himself. Hey, everybody, I'm on set with, this is a SAG producer, Steven Sorrentino. I'm like, learn the lines. Let's, don't worry about your PR. Do the craft. And we came to the day we had two very expensive cameras, and we were going to do the scene, and he sucked. It was so bad that I had to reshoot the scene. I tried to edit it for 6 months and could not fix the scene. And I had to recast and reshoot in New York. So it cost me a fortune, all because all he thought about was, hey, look at me, look at me. But he never made the movie. And all of that stuff made him suck. And he sucked. I continue to see him sucking out there because I could see him aware of the camera. Look at me. Look what I'm doing, everybody. You see what I'm seeing? No, man, it's this. This is the craft. You and me, whoever I'm talking to. So screw the Instagram, screw the PR. This is what counts. In the moment, he couldn't do it. And I wanted to choke him, and then I felt bad for him, and I never told him why. And, I obviously, if he watches this, he will know who he is, but I'll never say his name. No one deserves that. But damn, it cost me 150 grand to redo the scene.
Well, when I'm on set and even in my private life, yeah, I'm on all the social media platforms. And another actor whose name I won't say, but you've got my number and we can talk later, said, Michelle, people recognize you now.
Get over.
8775309.
Thank you, Tommy Tutone.
People recognize you because I do get recognized.
Yes, love it.
You now have to keep everything sanitized, which I do.
Oh, you do, really? Why?
Yeah. It's just a PR thing. And my agent told me the same thing. She said, don't get too political.
Well,
I post pictures of my dogs.
well, here's the thing. You're in the business of attraction. You're in show business, and so am I. I don't want to piss off half of my audience.
That's
So
it.
my views is none of their business. Does it have to do with comedy, acting? No. And if I'm playing a character, his views are not my views. So why does it matter? I'm going to connect with you on, we're both Italianish. We're both, we grew up in show business, or we're in show business. There's the similarities, and that's where the connection happens. It doesn't happen. So, yeah, well, you're wrong because I don't care what you think. So our job is to attract, right?
Exactly. And that's what he was telling me.
Yeah.
And then I have friends saying, oh, well, you didn't post where you were because it's nobody's business.
That's called a life.
Yeah, I actually, this was years ago. Actually, it was 13 years ago.
Yeah.
Before I got back into this industry, I'm working at Bear's Custom. He's the guy who did the original Batmobile.
Yeah. We talked about that
We
earlier in the pre-show.
Oh my God, you remind me so much of Greg.
We're
Greg,
from the same.
you. So, if George had a meeting, or if anyone had a meeting, I always confirm the day before.
Yeah.
So I called this woman, said, I'm just confirming your meeting. Well, didn't you see my Facebook? I was in an accident.
No, we don't look at your Facebook, dear.
My job to follow you.
Yeah.
I have a life. And she thought I was rude. And I'm like, I'm doing a job.
Have you ever thought about striking these people, like with a good?
Like that.
Think about it all the time. Yeah. No, when people.
Yeah, that's why I go to the gym, or at least talk about it.
Well, I just would rather just beat people up at this point in my life because I have no patience. It's a thing that happens to old Italian men. You just go, what? Get away from me. So, or Jewish, because I'm taken for Jewish most of the time because I'm a comedian and you have to be Jewish to be funny. So I'm an honorary Jew. Aveda shalom aleichem. So yeah, I don't have a lot of patience for people anymore. My PR guy will tell you that. Dominic will say.
I love Dominic. Well, this is what I posted two things the other day. This is to all the women, by the way.
Okay.
Digging in the garden in the middle of the night, when I found a chest full of gold coins, I wanted to run into the house and show my husband. But then I remembered why I was digging in the garden in the middle of the night.
And how many people sent the like? Because nobody
Like all
cares.
5,000 of them.
Well, no, and I wrote one day that I just got back from my hysterectomy and feeling better, and I had maybe 20 or five just, and then one put, they messaged me and just like, what the F? I'm like, just want to see if people are reading stuff. They really, yeah. So I didn't have a hysterectomy at all.
Oh, good.
Just to see if anybody. I could never have children.
The other one I posted yesterday. Well, it's July and almost 100 degrees. Walmart should be putting out their Christmas stuff out any day now.
That's about right. And you're so right. I'm just looking at myself on camera. I've been working outside and taking some time for myself, which I normally, I'm starting to look like, I'm Italian. I'm starting to look like Sammy Davis. What do you think?
If ever I could leave you.
Especially the fro.
Well, the froze. It's here. Let me get it. Yeah, if you want to men's of the father, I have a lot of hair. It's very different. Now I didn't lose my hair. I know where it is. It's on my back. But it's the same as it was before. I'm here all week, folks. Thank you.
So you were also telling me you're related to Born in the USA.
Springsteen. Yeah, he's my second
cousin.
Yeah, Springsteen. Yeah, I was saying earlier, this ring came over in 1915 with my great-grandfather, Giuseppe Sorrentino, wearing this ring that he bought in Naples. And his little sister was with him at the time, and that's Bruce Springsteen's grandmother. So my great-grandfather and his grandmother were brother and sister.
So he's like your cousin something?
He's my father's first cousin and my second cousin because he's equal at my father's generation, even though his sister was very much younger, like 20 years younger than my great-grandfather. So yeah, he's my cousin and he knows I'm around. He said it several times in an interview, man, my talented cousin from Vegas. And I'm like, me? We never see ourselves, but when you hear things like that, it makes you feel good. So he should probably give me a couple of million because he just sold his catalog for $500 million. So.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Well, so did Dylan. That's the new thing. They're selling out, and that's what they should do. You can't make money from music. So they're buying them all out, and eventually they're going to cost a fortune to license people's music. But Dylan, who sold his catalog for $500 million, and I can't name two songs.
Me neither. It's like my mind, it's blowing in the wind.
Yeah, thank you. That's one, but what's the other one?
I think the times are changing. Let me think.
Okay, there's two, but 500 million? That's 250 million each.
I know.
I mean, I'm an old hippie. I get it, but damn, like what would Elton John's catalog cost, or what would Billy Joel's catalog go for? Springsteen had a lot of hits.
Yeah, I actually remember it's 1975. I couldn't sleep. I had a big, those TVs in the console, and there were furniture, basically.
Yeah, I remember well. And then you had color. Oh.
Oy vey. It was a color TV. So I'm up in the middle of the night. I can't do a Jewish accent, but
Yes,
I'm
you can.
oy vey, such a deal, bubble. They tried to charge me full price, but I ussed them down.
Careful.
Family Guy. So anyway, so I'm up in the middle of the night, go in the living room. My daughter was like 4 months old.
Yeah.
Turn on the TV and it's K-Tel. Right after K-Tel,
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen, he was having management problems, but it was a Born to Run album.
Damn.
Yeah. So I knew about Springsteen actually before then.
Yeah. Well, he was with who signed him? Clive Davis signed him in the early 70s, like 71. Didn't realize he was around then. But
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I was 6. My whole family was musicians. I remember going to Adele's house, Adela, which is his mom. And I was a kid, and Bruce was always working. So it was like my grandfather or my father, mother, my uncles, they all worked on the weekends and gigged, and he was gigging. But so this is, of course, this is 60s. So he wasn't, but he was doing clubs and stuff. He was 16, 17, 18, like 10 years older than me. And I'm like, I didn't know till the 80s going, wait, Aunt Adele's son is Bruce Spring. I had no idea. So it's just like one of the things, we didn't see them for a long time. And I didn't know there was Springsteen because we're Italian, even though he's half Italian. My Aunt Della Sorrentino was her maiden name, like me, Sorrentino.
I have an
Yeah.
Aunt,
So what's that?
Aunt Millie,
Oh, shit.
and my grandmother was Antoinette.
Oh, my grandmother was Angelina. Doesn't get more Italian than that.
I like that. No, you know what? I had an Aunt Angelina.
They all have Angelina somewhere. And Marie. Every Italian. Let me introduce you to my wife, Marie, my daughter, Marie. This is my stepdaughter, Marie. This is Nick, and Marie. That's like, come up with another name. My God. And Frankie.
Joey, Frankie, Mikey, Tony.
Yeah, that's it. That's the whole spectrum. I don't know where I came from.
Uh, and Mikey. I was
Mikey.
supposed to be a boy, and everybody told my mom when she was pregnant.
You still can. Just change your identity now. How do you identify? I'm a man, baby. Everybody's doing it.
Except me or you.
I know. I'm still a dude. Can't help it.
I'm still a woman.
That's right. You're a beautiful woman. Look into the camera and say, I'm beautiful. Say it. Use the lips. I'm beautiful.
I have the cheekbones. I've never had plastic surgery.
Good. Look at you. You still look good. Don't worry about it. We're going out next Wednesday. I'm coming to town. I'm going to give you a great big, like bubblegum pink wig. We're going out. Let's do it.
Black spandex and my high heel CFM boots.
Yeah. Nice save.
Yeah, I was like, what was that
Look
word?
that up, kids. Google CFM. You'll see. CFM. Yeah. Yeah. Do it now. And now you know what we're talking about. So talk about my film.
Hair ratted up here and astronaut wife hair. Tell me about your film. I really want to know about it. I was, doing some research on you and realized we know each other.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see the film tonight.
Amends of the farm.
See.
Yeah.
But you've done so many other things. I am like amazed and so impressed, and nothing impresses me.
That's a nice honor. Thank you. I don't want to fail, and I just want to keep doing what I love. So I keep reinventing myself every 10 years as the comedian, as the Elton John impersonator, I started out as the wedding singer. I was a busboy in Long Island, New York at a country club. So I started at $2 an hour cleaning dishes. And I'm not too good to go back to cleaning dishes, and I clean dishes here at my house. But it's been an interesting ride, and thankfully the lows are low, but the highs have always been really, really high. So I'm excited about the future because I'm a good actor. I'm a solid actor, and people say, "Oh, that's egotistical." No, it's just confidence. I'm bulletproof because I don't care anymore. What if I don't get the job? I'll get another job. You know what I mean? So before I was like, okay, my name is no, my name is whatever. What do you want me to be? Who cares what my name is? If you like me, look at the bottom of the thing. If you don't like me, then don't worry about it. Now here's the audition. Better yet, I don't like the way it's written. So let me tell you who this guy is. And more times than not, I get TV shows and film work because I tell the casting director, look, this is what you want. This is what I'm going to tell you who this guy is. And they're like, that was so bold. I'm like, it's real. I'm not an actor. I'm a beer. You know, I'm doing the guy, not doing the guy. You know what I mean? Although, you know, it's a new world. Enjoy your life. Whatever. Look at you with your pink bubblegum wig. You're fine.
CFM shoes.
My CFM booties, the boots.
Right.
Yeah, so I've done the Elton John. If you want, like I said, look me up. I'm Best Elton Tribute on Instagram and Facebook. You'll see my videos. Weeks ago, I was at 10,000 seat venue and I lit the place up. And I had laryngitis, couldn't speak. And I was on steroids. So I don't like taking drugs and stuff. But the old Dr. Greasepaint, when I got the character, walked out on stage, you know, because it's not me, it's the suit. That suit means a lot to people. Me, I'm just some, you know, schmuck. But when you put that suit on, you got to give it its due. You know, 1990, I was playing a rock club with 8 people doing my own music. Cut to 2 years later, I'm doing Sparta Stadium, 10,000 people, and I walk out, said nothing, and the people are screaming. I'm like, it's a suit. You know what I mean? The suit did a lot, so I'm gonna give it some real credit and real honor. So I never mess with the Elton John character. It's dear to me.
What's your favorite Elton song?
To sing or to listen to?
Okay, to sing.
To sing would be Someone Saved My Life Tonight because it's the biggest bitch to sing. It goes everywhere. And when it's over, it's like a marathon and you're like, you know, it's one of those things because it is a rough song. He doesn't do it, but I mean, he does it in his own voice now, but I do it the original key. And people usually cheer because I start with saying, this could be a mess. I say, this could be an absolute mess. Don't know what's going to happen. Let's see. And then I start because I play piano, sax, flute, and guitar. So as Elton, it's an easy gig for me. And then to listen to my favorite Elton John favorite is Skyline Pigeon or Where to Now St. Peter from Tumbleweed Connection.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So diehard fan, but like people send me his stuff. Like I have his glasses. I have a lot of his stuff from. I'm going to do a little special someday, and I'll send it to you. I have a lot of Elton John's glasses, the star glasses, the glasses he wore on Philadelphia Freedom when he did it on Soul Train. I have those glasses. So I have no one wears them. It's all here. So I'm a fan from day one. I think Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road was my favorite album as a young boy, saying, this guy's weird. He's got pink hair, songs about lesbians and stuff. This is cool. You know, like, so I was right on board, and he didn't write a word. God bless Bernie Taupin. But people think I'm an aficionado and I care about Elton John. I really don't care anymore. I love his art, but, you know, I worked for him when I was 18 years old backstage and stuff. But other than that, he was very sweet and very drunk and very partyish. But it's just the character that I play, you know?
Yeah, no, I saw the movie Rocket Man.
Yeah. What'd you think?
It was disturbing to me.
I think it was supposed to be.
There was a lot I just didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knew he was like a druggie. I didn't.
The absolute fall down.
Yeah.
But look where he's come. You know, he's sober and clean for years and years. There was a time when we went to Studio 54. John Reed was my boss. He's in both movies, Queen and John. And that my job was to bring out the drink. My job was when he used to take this piano bench and throw it, and it would break, and the audience would cheer. I was the kid that ran out, got the piano bench thing, but it had a lever on it. So you pull it back and you put it out. It's a new one. It wasn't. It's all a show, you know? So, but I was around during those days, talking late 70s. He was on a trajectory to die. So yeah. I knew it's chronologically not right, but it's produced by Elton John. So that's his discretion.
And I found one of the scenes, the love scene, very disturbing. You know, it was him, but I just couldn't.
Him with who? Was it a man or a woman?
A man.
Okay, yeah, well, we all that was the worst kept secret in show business until 1976, until he said he was bisexual. So
Yeah.
why was that disturbing to you?
I just wasn't expecting it.
Oh, maybe they didn't need to put that in
Yeah.
because, well, I think that's cheap. That's a little bit of a cheap part of the movie.
Yeah. And I know why they put it in, but
I think it's a cheap one that a lot of series that start with sex, and I'm all for sex. They asked me to do a sex scene, and I'm too old, and I'm like, am I wearing a shirt? They're like, no, you're buck naked and you're doing this to somebody on a thing. I'm like, I don't think anyone wants to see my hiney at this point, and I didn't take the role. But I think when these series that we see that start out with sex and sex and sex, okay, is there a story? Not to sound like a priest or anything, but I want to see the story. I want to see the acting. I want to see the characters. I get it. He's boning somebody. Okay, I've seen it before. Watch X2 or whatever the hell it is. You know what I mean?
well, it's like the Top Gun movie, Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah,
I mean, the way they did that scene, you know they did it, but it doesn't show them
it was done tastefully.
right. The
Old Hollywood.
aftermath.
Yeah.
And they're talking.
We don't need to, I mean, it could be our age,
Hmm.
but it's also the fact that we do have style and we have lived long enough to, I don't know, have a little class.
Yeah. And we're Italian. Hey.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up in New York. I did everything to myself and other people, whatever. It is what it is. Enjoy your life. But is that really the top 80% of your story is in the back of a van somewhere come on now. So
Exactly.
yeah, it's all part of life, but class it up a little bit. There's no sex in the men's of the father. Although my son is extremely in the movie. His name is Chris Quartuccio. Look out for him. He's an incredibly handsome. I hate this kid. He's Italian from Long Island, New York, like me. Actually grew up in the same town that I grew up in, and we didn't know that. I got him from L.A. He's 6'3". He's just got everything that you need. I just hate him. He sings, he dances and stuff, and he plays a pop star in my movie. Chris Quartuccio, watch out for him. He's going to be something really special. He's a good kid too.
Now, I have a friend, at least one. She's from Long Island.
Yeah,
She was from Matza Pizza.
it's a pizza.
Her claim to fame is what's now her ex-husband. His girlfriend, Amy, shot her face off.
Oh, Amy, what's her face?
Fisher.
Joey Buttafuoco's girlfriend. Amy Fisher? No. Yeah.
Yeah, Amy Fisher.
And what was it, Joanne Buttafuoco?
Mary Jo.
Mary Jo. Buttafuoco would be the proper way to say it in England. But I've heard that. Mr. Buttafuoco is, wahoo, get that Buttafuoco. Oh. I saw him at a diner once. He's a pig. What are you going to do?
Exactly. I saw him in Vegas. But I've known Mary Jo on and off for, God, 20 years.
Wow.
Super nice lady. Her daughter has got her PhD. I think she's a psychologist.
Yeah.
She was originally a dancer and said, I think what happened.
When you say dancer, are we talking ballet or are we talking exotic?
Ballet.
Good. Okay.
But I think what happened was she just realized it's not something she could do forever.
Yeah.
And, she saw her mom go through what she went through and decided to help people. Now, I haven't talked to either one of them in a couple of years. But just what they're doing is amazing. And they're fellow New
Tell
York.
us what it is, won't you?
Pardon me?
Tell us what it is. Give us more here.
Oh, okay. Well, Mary Jo works with people with facial paralysis.
She'd be the best person to talk to about that. She was a rock star.
And she's amazing. She's like 5'0", nicest person in the world. Her daughter, Jessica, was a dancer. I don't know what her clientele is as a psychologist. But she's all over Instagram, so I could follow her. But I would imagine people who have been violent crimes.
Oh, yeah. My career has been a violent crime. Well, that's really cool. And Joanne,
Mary
I can't-
Jo.
Mary Jo, rock star, as she came through that. That was Long Island's claim to fame for a minute, for quite a while. The Long Island Lolita.
Oh, the 516, yes.
516. I used to be 516. I get it. So see my movie. Come to a film festival near you. We're going to be in Las Vegas on August 9th and 10th in the Las Vegas Premiere Festival. They're featuring my film. I'll be on red carpet that night, and there's a big cocktail party for me at the Plaza afterwards. You'll probably just ask you and you'll get an. Yeah. And then also next week or 2 weeks from now, August 1st at the Chain Film Festival in New York City on 36th Street. They're showing my film again, and there's going to be Q&A about being a director or producer and how you direct yourself and other people while you're speaking your own words, which is kind of weird.
And how can people find you?
Just easy to find. www.stevensorrentino.com or at A Men's Movie or at New York Actor. I'm easy to find. That's my career, New York Actor. So on Instagram, New York Actor. Easy to find.
And one last question, then we do have to go. Though I
5'9", a Libra. Oh, go ahead. 5'10". What are you gonna do? I enjoy surfing and go ahead. Water sports. No, that's something different. Never mind. Cut that.
peanut butter, long walks on the beach with my golden retriever.
Rex. What was the last question? Go ahead, kid. Shoot.
Okay, you said Dominic said you were funny, and now I remember.
Yo. Very good, you. The best. Clam sauce. Keep going.
That's sauce, not gravy.
Yeah, that's sauce. What's your last question? Tell us, what was the last time you came to confession, sis? Tell me. Go ahead. Sorry, folks.
We have homes in Virginia, Northern California, and the Philippines.
I do.
Okay.
Boy, you want to buy a property? I have a lot of properties for sale. Yes.
But could I interest you in some Amway soap? No.
Yeah, I have a lot of properties. I used to have a house at Fire Island, which was great for many years, for almost 20 years. And I sold that because it was getting wetter than I wanted it to get. So as the globe warms, I'm on a lake here and I'm near a lake in Northern California, but and the Philippines, I'm on the ocean, but it's way high. So I'm good. Yeah. So I've sold that house, but I had an apartment in Manhattan. I've been around.
Where in Northern California?
A place called Cotati, California. It's near Petaluma, just north. It's about 36 miles north of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, okay. Now that wasn't the question.
Oh, what's the question?
Why the Philippines?
Good question. I worked on cruise ships for a while. There's something about Filipino culture, men and women, they're from another planet. There's an honor and a love between people and a respect that happens organically the minute you meet them. When I was on cruise ships, I connected with the people that were cleaning my room or the people that were running my shows, the stuff. And I became like a Filipino fan. And when I went back there, I started a little acting thing for kids that couldn't afford acting classes. And it changed my life kind of. Then I bought some property down in the province and I have a coconut farm there. And I don't take any of the proceeds. I let the people farm the coconuts and take it and use the money to pay for their family. So it's a thing. So I have a Filipino that people live with me here, and I speak a little Filipino, Tagalog, and it's just a really cool culture of beautiful people that care. I don't want to be around the cool people. I want to be around the nice people for the last lap of my life.
Yeah, I was a nurse. I was a nurse for a while.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, you know what? We'll talk.
Let's do part 2 next week.
I would love to, but I worked with a lot of the Filipino nurses.
Yeah.
And the nicest. Plus, one of my favorite foods is thin noodle pancit.
Yes, we're having that tonight, oddly enough. That's really weird that you said that. Now you're scaring me.
Yeah. I will right over.
Yeah. Yeah. And the little Kuya's brother, everybody's Kuya. It's never sir. Well, they're kind, polite people. And I mentor a lot of Filipino young people, men and women, girls and boys, I should say, in their late teens, early 20s, that want to realize who they are through acting or through the arts, whether it's music and whatever. And I have scholarships and stuff. That's part of my life that I don't talk too much about, but I think everybody should do it because you get way more satisfaction for helping somebody change their life positively than taking an Instagram shot of you pretending to be skinny face when we all know you have a fat ass. Not you, just them. You know what I mean? It's a little rough, but that's the truth because people care much about themselves and not each other. The most important thing in the world is you, to me, the people around me.
One of the things I've been doing, like I'll go to Starbucks, or even, oh God, I forgot where I was the other day. But whenever I see a homeless person, I will buy them a meal. And
yeah, don't give them, because you never know where to buy them a meal.
But I saw this homeless guy. He was in Starbucks. And I picked up two of their like $5 lunches, just handed them to him. And the person I was with just said, "Why'd you do that?" And I said, "Twist of fate, that could have been you or me."
And I'm beyond even asking why people do that. Every time I'm in a line, there's an old lady behind me at groceries. I'll pick up her grocery, just see her, you know, or in front of me, and I'll pay for them. Starbucks, I'll always do that. Pay it forward. Even if the person didn't need it, they get the little bright light to say, "I'm going to do that for somebody else," and everything gets better. We all become the Philippines. So that's why I love the Philippines, and that's probably why I'll probably drop dead there eventually. I don't know. I like it. And then ship back to the ashes, back to Hollywood Forever Cemetery. I should get a piece of change for that, right? I'm constantly talking about.
Yeah, they should be sponsoring you.
Yeah. What's the girl's name that Phil Spector killed? What was her name?
Lana Clarkson.
She's right there. She's right. I could watch her for the rest of eternity. She got a bigger box than me. Well, then again.
I was actually in the studio with him, and he's nuts.
Oh, well, not anymore.
I know.
Dead.
As a doornail.
Yeah, well, it's fine. He was
We
quite
need to know.
Oh, you know. Anyway, thank you, Michelle. You are so beautiful, and thank you for all. And I can't believe we know each other.
I know, and we know everybody else.
That's great. Everybody knows everybody. StephenSorrentino.com, a men's move, Instagram, or New York actor. That's me.
You got it, and hopefully I'll see you in 3 weeks.
Bless you, my darling.
I'll see you soon. Okay.
Salamat po, ate. Bye-bye.
Bye.